George Washington was a pivotal figure in America's revolution for independence. He was the first president of the United States of America and blazed the trail for all U.S. presidents after him. Let's explore 5 things that qualify George Washington as badass. I'm Michael Archuleta, and these are the things we need to know.
Like badass skills and tactics? Subscribe and hit the bell.
Hey Ninja, Michael here with Badass Mindset. Here are 5 reasons President George Washington is badass. Number 1. Washington used spy skills and espionage during the American Revolutionary War. Washington was made leader of the Continental Army and used spy skills to further his cause. He set up spy rings, used ciphers and codes, invisible ink, and hidden messages to communicate. Both sides intercepted letters, so they each also sent information used to deceive one another. Number 2. His election. Although he lost more battles than he won, he was ultimately victorious in war. Washington then oversaw the creation of the U.S. Constitution and the Bill of Rights. His leadership proved to be excellent, and he garnered the most electoral votes in each state to win the first U.S. election. Number 3. He improved the function of the president's cabinet. Congress created the first cabinet, or heads of department, for a president. Today, the cabinet includes the vice president and 15 heads of executive departments. But the initial cabinet included 4 key positions: the Secretary of State, Secretary of Treasury, Secretary of War, and the Attorney General. Washington utilized these positions to consult and seek advice from them. Once he made a decision on a matter, he expected his cabinet to carry it out whether they favored it or not. Number 4. He established key elements for a country. He organized militias and was the first commander-in-chief to the Continental Army. He created the Navy and also created the first bank in America and established the U.S. Mint and the dollar as our currency. Number 5. He was a pragmatic leader. While president, he led a militia against rebels in Pennsylvania during the Whiskey Rebellion. He warned the rebels by letter that he'd be coming, and so they dispersed, avoiding bloodshed, but not before 150 people were arrested. Of those, 2 were found guilty of treason, but were later pardoned by President Washington. Now, while off the cuff, I'm against taxing booze, it probably made a lot of sense at the time and really helped the country. And Washington handled it like a G. Bonus reason: Washington was extremely smart, humble, and practical. As a great visionary, he oversaw and set up systems for success. He set a standard for how presidents should act. He didn't create a military dictatorship and regulated the newly formed government by instituting 3 ruling branches with checks and balances. Tell me in the comments what you remember most about George Washington. I'd love to know. Hit that like button, subscribe, and until next time, stay badass.